Welcome to the day 11 session of Selenium C Sharp by 5 Elements Learning. We are today going to talk about the logging mechanism using the C Sharp log4net library. Then we will see how we can read and write from Excel sheet and how we can take a screenshot. Basically what we are dealing with are framework components, and most likely tomorrow will be our last class where we will be talking about hybrid framework implementation. So like log4j, we have log4net, which is an open source library available with the .NET application, which allows us to output to a variety of sources. Example, we can send the log output to the console window, to the text files, etc. It provides very simple mechanism for logging, and there are generally 5 levels for logging: debug, information, warnings, error, and fatal. Generally, when we implement logs, we enable all the 5 levels of logging, and slowly and steadily, when our automation starts becoming stabilized, we generally leave only the fatal error for the logging mechanism, because logging is an expensive activity. It will take time and it will also generate significant amount of data. So logging information basically goes to what we call as appender, which is a destination where the logging information will be transferred to. For example, file appender, console appender. There are other types of appender also which can allow logging to database, to XML file, etc. The configuration as to what type of appender we are using is done in an meta XML file, and it has got a number of layouts. So what type of layout we want the log to have is also mentioned on the XML file. So let's have a look. Like I said, logging is basically a package, log4net. So we have to get hold of this log4net on our system. So go to the package manager and search in here for log4net. You will find this log4net by Apache Software Foundation. Go ahead and install it. Once you have installed it, let me know. I will then tell you what is the next thing to be done. Is it installed, the log4net? Okay, I have shared on the chat window, making you the presenter to tell you what is to be done. I have shared on the chat window XML file layout. Can you copy it? On the chat window, not on the questions pane window, on the chat window. Share your screen. Open .NET. Now create a file calling at write log on console.
What is the file name you told?
Just write um, console log file. Yeah. Now if you scroll down on your Solution Explorer, you will see a file called as app.config. Scroll down on your Solution Explorer. Yeah. Go ahead. Do you see app config? App.config.
Yeah.
Double click on
Yep.
it. Yeah. After the startup node or before the startup node, after the configuration, copy paste the XML content I've shared with you.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, remove that incomplete appender information and copy paste the rest of the XML I've shared. Okay. You have copied pasted the rest of the XML, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm making myself the presenter to tell you. So we will be obviously using log4net, log4net.config. Okay. So these are the three using statements which you have to write. After that, what we create is a static object of this logger interface. So static object of this ilog, we create it. The reason we create a static object is because there are static methods available which we want to call, and we want all of them to write on the same file or the same console window instance. So we say log manager dot get logger type of create log console. This is the name of the class. So for you it will be console log write or whatever name you have given. So we are creating an instance of this and passing to log manager. Now this basic configurator.configure will basically take the information from the app.config, and here when I say now logger.debug.info.mon.fatal. etc. etc. it will basically be capturing the logs and typing them on the console window for us. Let me show you this. So here on the console window, it has taken the name of the workspace, the folders, the class, and it is talking about that here is the debug information, info log, warning, error and fatal error, talking with the help of a flag. Do you see this?
Yep.
So this is how it will get printed. This information, how it will get printed, is basically there in your app config. So in the app config, we have spoken about that the appender is to be console appender. See this console appender and the pattern. So there are different types of layout available. We are using the pattern layout, and the pattern layout is to be written like this: integer followed by what type of information it is, package name, class name, and the message. Okay, this is how you are
Okay.
going to write this information. So this will basically put the information on the console window. So here is your rest of the code. Go ahead and write it down on your system and run it. It should ideally print information on the console window. Once that is done, we will see how we can print information on the log file. So put
So
that
what are the packages?
use using. I've shared the information for the using which you have to type on the top. Using log4net, using log4net.config, using system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, change that file. So console log file should be copied. Name of your class, console log file should be here in type of.
Oh, okay.
Now go ahead, make this program to be the first start program in your project properties and run it.
Yep. Why am I seeing only one program?
1 second, give me the control.
Yep. It should be inside the main, right? You want me to close and restart again?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because we only changed the configuration file and we have added this. Other than that, there was no change done on your Visual Studio. So
Yeah.
it should actually show the rest of the files for execution.
Yep.
So that's what I'm trying to understand what happened. Okay. Now 1 second.
So now, yeah.
No, we will not be able to run it. Have to make changes at the app config level first.
Okay.
Fine, so it has printed this information.
Yep.
Now we are going to write a log file. So creation of a log file would be like this. Here again we import these two information. We invoke the log file in the same manner, logger object. Then we create this constructor, static constructor create log file, and we ask it to read information from app config. And here we write down the same thing. This will basically create the log file, and where the log file will be created, this information is available to us at the app config level. So in the app config level, the name of the log file which will be created is logfile.txt, and it will get created in this project run settings. I'll show you where it will get created. So let me run this program. Since I have also wrote down console appender, it will basically put information in the file and in console appender both. If you don't want console appender to be there, you have to remove this console appender. Now let's see where the file will be created. The file will be created inside this project structure. Here. In the project structure bin debug, this is of log file will be created. Now you can see the information of the timestamp. So this is the timestamp for today. So this log file information will log this all information, and it will keep on appending. So the log file keeps on appending. So I'll share this program with you. You can try and we can see where the information will be created. So I'm sharing this part which is different. Rest of the part is common. You can copy it from here, from the earlier program. Yeah, shared.
So you want me to create a new class for this?
Pardon?
You want me to create a new class for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Change the name of the constructor. Just make the C capital and F small, or just copy paste your name. Now change the program to be run in your project settings and run this program.
So what is the location you told? C?
Go to Documents, Visual Studio, Projects,
Project is not there. Start page.
not start page. Your location is this. In H, C user source this. So in here we have to go to bin, debug. This is your log file.txt which gets created. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So now we can basically use this logging mechanism to wherever we want to. Okay, so this log file is created. Now depending upon wherever in whichever code of your framework you want to call this log file, because you can call all these logger methods, you can go ahead and do it. Okay, so this is how we generate logs and we maintain them. Now let's talk about this Excel. So Excel basically is an object which is related to a file, the physical file. Using that we can access something called as the workbook object. The workbook object we can access to the worksheet, which allows us to access the ranges, which is rows and column, and intersection of these rows and column basically is the cell. And it is here in the cell we are going to read and write information. Now to get hold of this Excel object, we have to basically add a reference. Now you go here and you say add reference. The reference which we have to add is Microsoft.office.interop Excel. So Microsoft Excel 12.0 object library, you have to add its reference. Once you have added its reference, you can go ahead and use Excel is equal to Microsoft.office.interop Excel on your system. Then this is the program. We first create the Excel application by saying new Microsoft Office interop Excel application. Here you don't have to write all this line. You can just say new Excel application. Then you create the Excel worksheet, and you tell that Excel workbook is equal to Excel app.workbooks. Excel worksheet is worksheet. Get the first worksheet. Then here in the different cells, row and column, the first is row, the second is column, we are typing all this information. Then to save the Excel sheet, we provide the path where we want the Excel sheet to be saved as. Then we close the Excel workbook. Now if I run this program, it will basically be creating this Excel file on the D drive and will be saving my program. the idea to give all this miss value is we don't want Excel instances to remain open. So that's why we save and close all these Excel instances, because we do not want extra Excel instances to be available and cause problem for us later. So here on the different row and column, our Excel file is created. So this is the program. Go ahead and first add that Excel library. Once you have added that Excel library, create a new program with the following commands. So search for Microsoft.excel.object library. You don't have Excel object library. Okay, something wrong with my keyboard and your system. Can you type that program or copy paste that program? Yeah, go ahead, Sajid.
Yeah, my question is, so you didn't add any reference, right? So
No,
without adding reference, we can just directly using Excel equal to,
I
that is
added
fine.
that package.
What was the package? Sorry, I missed it then.
I added the package for Microsoft Excel.
Oh, yeah, in the new get, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that alone is enough.
should be. That's why I'm asking you to
Okay,
copy paste the program.
okay.
Go ahead, make the change, run the program. Scroll down. There is a brace missing. Now run. Now open the D drive. One single slash, not two slashes.
Yep.
Okay. Now we will see how we can read from the Excel. To read from the Excel, again, we use the same concept of Excel workbook. And remember, when we are reading from the Excel workbook, the data is to be read as a 2D array. So these are the information you will be put on using. Then you create this Excel application workbook worksheet and something called as a used range. Using the used range, you fetch the number of rows which are used and number of columns which are used. Then you start with your do for loop for each element in the row count I is equal to 1 j1. You will then start writing the information. So write the value to the console. So Excel range dot cell ij if not null, and Excel I range dot value 2 is also not null. So between this value and that value, if this is not null, then we basically write the value of the Excel object found and give a tab. So this will basically print the information on one line. Then we will introduce a new line and we will keep on printing this information. Then we will clean up the environment, release the object. Again, all this is done so that we don't want any Excel instance to remain open and hanging in our system. That's why we do all this.
Okay.
So we do a garbage collection and use the Marshall object to be deleted. So whatever information is available to us in another file called as example file, I'm reading from the another file. This is basically printed on the screen.
Okay. Hey, I have a few questions. So, are we not using any libraries like POI or JXL here?
Apache, POI, and JXL are Java, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, Apache is not Java. Is it Java based?
Yes, it is. Apache POI is for
Okay.
Java.
Okay. So it is inbuilt in drop Office book
Yeah.
we are using, and we are trying. Okay. So we should always use the Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is basically a COM object. So the idea for releasing COM object is to basically use the Marshall. Otherwise, you will see that sometimes the Excel process is continuously running on the background. So that every time you run this program, every time an Excel instance is running in the background. So this causes the
Hmm.
system to slow down and will start disrupting your execution. So go ahead,
Okay.
copy this. Instead of saying example in here, you have to write the name of the file which you have created. So write example, right? I have this file actually, so I'm reading it.
Okay.
So when you do it, ensure the file which you have written, give the part to that file. Did you give a static void main?
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Oh,
It is
in
not.
Java we can go give
No,
both,
Java
right?
also it is one way.
No, Java we can give a string of array or argument string. Both should take.
How? I don't know. Now run. Arrays are always defined like this.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, if I'm not wrong, I think we can give both. I think I tried that. Oh, oof, I didn't change that.
That's okay.
Okay, basically, I can.
Let the @
And
symbol
one
be
more.
there.
Yeah, what is the use of at the rate?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So if you have to um, write down a program where you are parameterizing from the Excel, the log in log out program, will you be able to do it?
Come again.
If you have to write down a program where you are parameterizing the log in log out program by reading information from the Excel file, will you be able to do it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you understand it now. This is a good
Yep.
link which you can refer to. I'm sharing the link here. I'm not putting it in the document, so you better please copy paste it right now, which talks
Okay.
about Excel handling. So there are other details also given in here in case you want to do further information. And it talks about in detail the COM object which the Excel is. Okay. And all lot of functions, the ranges, the value, reading and writing, and if you want to color, create charts, etc. etc. Okay, all this
Okay.
information is given here in this document and in this Excel tutorial. So you can refer it
Okay.
to for later purpose. Now there is a interface available with the C sharp. The same is available in Java also for Selenium called as I take screenshot. The purpose of this interface is to provide us a method to capture the current screenshot of the screen during execution, and this method get screenshot basically allows us to save that screenshot image and convert that into a file. So this is the screenshot. Here in this I'm basically running the login logout scenario. If my account information is available, I capture the screenshot. I think I've told you this yesterday, right? Valid
Yeah,
user and invalid user. Yeah, the same thing. Sorry. I think I covered it yesterday.
yeah.
So these are
Taking a
all
screenshot.
the framework components. Okay. So we will just start with the discussion of framework. I think you remember about frameworks because we did it with that cucumber thing. Do you remember?
Yeah,
So basically, the idea of framework creation is that we have to um, create a structure around Selenium which will take care of object information, which will take care of data, which will take care of these images. Why? Because Selenium inherently doesn't come up with such features. So there are different types of frameworks which are available to us. So framework is basically a set of processes, procedures and concepts which are both physical and logical in nature, which is implemented along with their physical structures and logical relationship between them. An idea is to create all these components which are interdependent on each other. So they themselves are working and they are then dependent on each other. So there are lots of good links on frameworks available. We should definitely use a framework when we are implementing Selenium because the return on investment is higher when we have a framework in place. We'll generally not see the benefit of that investment in the first two, three, four cycles, but later we will see a huge benefit because it is not only the creation of the test cases, test scripts, we have to also see the future where we have to maintain these test scripts, and maintenance becomes very tedious if you don't have any structure at your code level. If you have structure like these data files, like these screenshots taking, like the log maintenance, like for the object maintenance by implementing page factories, then it becomes very easy. So this is generally a structure which is followed. You have to take care of the resources, then take care of the functions which are generic and business function in nature, and take care of logs, report, errors, etc. Now these are the three, four types of frameworks which are available. The most commonly implemented framework is the hybrid framework, which is the combination of both data-driven and the modular framework. The idea is, as per the modular framework, we create functions of the repetitive code so that only one definition is available for them. Wherever we require it, we will call it. So that's a hybrid framework. Now you can create functions at the level of Selenium functions by creating layers over it, or you can have some business functions defined. You can also implement page factories so that if you have to call the login page again and again, you call the login page factory, etc. Then data-driven functions will basically ensure that you have a layer of abstraction to talking to database or Excel sheet or a text file, whatever is your data you are requiring to drive your automation framework. So this is generally the structure of the hybrid framework. Now I will give you a link to read for today. It is an important link which we will be using tomorrow. There is basically a lot of work for us is made easy because there is an objectivity test automation framework itself available to us as a package in the Nugget package manager. So search for it and install it and read this documentation. So they have basically implemented this framework. For us, it will be the NUnit one. They have also implemented in the page object pattern, and there is a very good documentation available over it. So we don't have to start from scratch. We'll be basically taking care of this structure and extending this structure to create framework for our work. Okay. So there are a lot of classes available, and this is the link for getting started. So it will basically tell you how do you get started, how do you start using. If you have to use the NUnit framework, what all you will be doing, where all changes you will be making. Okay. So we'll be using that. So go ahead and download this package from your Nugget package manager and read this to get some information before we meet tomorrow to start implementing this hybrid framework. Okay. So you will
Okay.
see that it is basically implementing the concept of NUnit. It is implementing the concept from object-oriented programming. We can integrate in here or take use of already implemented log files, screenshots, page factories, which it has already done. Or we can introduce our own components as well to create a hybrid framework, which will allow us to quickly write down these test cases and run them. Okay.
Okay.
So give it a thorough read. It is very detailed and a little bit complicated, but not much. Try to break down that information and have a good read at it, okay?
Yep.
Any questions for today?
Nothing much. Just one thing, like say, uh, if I'm planning to do the spec flow with you, like what would be the price for that?
Spec flow.
Yeah,
I don't deal with
you
that.
haven't. Oh, okay, okay. Like Cucumber in the .NET world, very famous PDD framework is SpecFlow.
You already know Cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
You know .NET. I think you can try it on
With
your
that,
own. I have never implemented
yeah.
Cucumber with .NET. I've implemented with Ruby and Java. So there
Oh,
is
okay, got
another
it.
BDD framework in Java called as JBehave, but I don't deal with it.
Okay, got it, got it. This one I'll try it out. Yeah,
Okay, or you might
yeah,
find some reference somewhere else.
yeah. This one I'll first try it out. I thought like since we are almost winding up, if you are already giving something, it's probably one or two class. I thought like it would be something like I can think
Yeah,
about.
if I would have
That's
known
fine.
it, I would have surely done it, Sajid.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, fine.
Okay, Sajid. So I'll see you tomorrow
Yeah.
then, and tomorrow will be our last class,
Yeah.
as I've told you. But the last class will benefit us only if you give this a good read. So do that, please.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Okay, fine.
Okay, see you
Yeah,
tomorrow. Bye.
thanks. Yeah, bye.